Peace and love, everybody. Wherever you are, I love you. Whoever you are, I appreciate you. Thank you for being. Thank you for tuning in. Remember that whatever you're going through, this too shall pass. The only way to get stuck is to stop moving, and the only way to get there is to keep going. So let's go. All right, I wasn't sure this morning when I woke up what I was going to talk about today, or actually if I was even going to do a video. So I figured, just kind of let it be. It'll come to me, right? And I was reading and it came to me. There's this book, God I Am, Tragic to Magic. I've been reading a lot of books, but this is one of them. And there was a paragraph in this book that really struck me as interesting and worth repeating. So I updated on Facebook, but then I also decided to make it the catalyst for this video because I just couldn't even focus on reading the next few pages after I saw this paragraph. So I'm going to read it to you. It says, if the entire wealth of this planet would be distributed equally to every man and woman, within 2 years, the rich would be rich and the poor, poor again. Our consciousness is the determining and deciding factor for the degree of our prosperity. It follows then that consciousness is the actual currency. Physical currency mirrors this consciousness, is therefore instrumental and not causal. Okay, so pretty cool words were said right there. And I really like that message. It definitely puts the power and the control and the responsibility even back into the hands of the individual person. It really points out how, yes, there are factors that seem to play into certain people having money and certain people not having money that appear to be beyond our control, right? But when you take a step back and you tap into sort of this spiritual awareness that you've chosen this life, right? You chose to be born to the parents that you were born to for the particular circumstances so that you could rise through them and learn those particular lessons and everything. Then, for one, you get to take a less sort of victimizing approach to the situation. But beyond that, what this is really saying is that the external circumstances, what job you have, what family you were born into, etc., do not determine how wealthy or successful or prosperous or abundant you become. It is more about your consciousness, your level of consciousness, which is to say what you think, what you believe, and what you feel, right? So a lot of us, especially those of us who weren't raised with or around a whole bunch of money, like myself, have these deeply ingrained beliefs, some of which we're not even aware of, that tell us that we're not going to have enough, that tell us that we're never going to be rich, that tell us that we can't have this six-figure job, that tell us that you have to work hard to make good money, or that tell us that money is the root of all evil and people with a lot of money are somehow generally bad people, right? But when we begin to kind of peel back the layers of these beliefs that we've taken on, we can see in each individual one how it's not quite the truth. And an important factor in determining truth from lies is how they feel to you. It does not feel great to say, I'm never going to have enough money, right? It does feel great to say that financial abundance is my natural state. I am always in the flow of abundance. I have more than what I need to take care of myself, to supply for myself, that the universe is on my side, right? And that someone out there and in here loves me and cares for me and is providing for me constantly. But how do you know, right? How do you know when these beliefs are holding you back or what they are? Or better yet, how to change them? Well, I wanted to talk about this today because I have a couple of little tiny anecdotes that point to that, right? Because again, I came from a very impoverished sort of background, and in the last 2 decades, 2.5 decades, that hasn't really changed a whole bunch. So I think that there's some power in showing the process of getting somewhere because I know that I'm going somewhere, and you should too. Over having someone already abundant sort of saying, well, this is how I got here, or someone who's not there saying, well, this is how you get there. I haven't gotten there, but this is how you get there, right? There's a certain power to seeing the process and the relatability of someone who's in a similar situation as you. So anyway, I saw this tip from Lisa Nichols when I was watching one of her videos, and it was to write down on sheets of paper, plenty of paper, all of the lies that you tell yourself about love, about money, about life, about yourself. All of the lies you tell yourself. And you write the lies down in pencil and you leave space in between them. Because when you're done, and this could be pages of lies, she suggests 16 pages to have on hand. I had, a nice little stack of paper here myself full of all my lies and truths. And what you do is you take all the lies, and then after you've written them all down, you go back and pen and you write the truths underneath each one. So if your lie, for instance, is, I will always be poor. Well, that's a lie. It doesn't feel good. Well, what feels good in its place? What's the truth behind that statement? The truth is, right, I am in control of my financial situation, or I am in control of my financial abundance. Or even better, financial abundance is my natural state, and I'm always in the flow of abundance. So you go through and you write down all the lies, expose the lies you've been telling yourself, and then change them into truths. And each day, 4 times a day, she recommends, you read the lie, the truth, the lie, the truth, the lie, the truth, until it sort of switches them up in your mind, essentially. Reading the lie brings the lie back to the surface, and reading the truth switches that lie and gives it something else in its place. And then after a couple of days of doing this, you take an eraser and you erase all the lies, and you're left with just the truth. And then you read those truths to yourself or out loud or whatever every single day, a few times a day. And I've been doing this for a few days now, reading my truths, and it's been a powerful experience. I've felt sort of an inward shift, a more peaceful and happy and abundant approach to life in general, even though up until today, I suppose, nothing physical had really changed in my life. Now today, the reason that this paragraph resonated as something to go ahead and talk about is because I also have slightly relevant personal anecdotes for this situation. Because I've also been focusing quite a bit on gratitude, writing a page a day of what I'm grateful for. Again, powerful practice, totally recommended. And this morning I thought, that I would write this letter of gratitude to my landlord, because she's been really understanding and really cooperative with me, in spite of the fact that my impoverished mentality has had me in some financial whirlwinds where I couldn't necessarily make payments when I was supposed to. So I just decided to go ahead and write her this entire letter saying thank you. And I mentioned to her in the letter that, I don't have the money right now to give you, but I do have this gratitude. I can give you this gratitude. And I'm giving you something to let you know that I do care and I do intend to reciprocate. Because a lot of us have these really negative attachments with paying bills and paying rent. I know that I did. We had this sense that paying for this, even if we have the money for it, paying for this is taking something away from us. Right? It's taking something away from me. This $500 or whatever it is all I have. And if I give it to you, what am I going to have? But that very mentality that there's not enough, that nothing else is coming my way, that this is all I have, is exactly why it is your constant experience. And when you make that connection, then the only thing left to do is to change those thoughts, change those beliefs, right? When you go to the store and you have $25 in your pocket and you see something that costs $20, how do you react, right? Do you go, oh my God, that's so expensive, that's like everything I have, blah, 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 begrudgingly? Or do you look and go, wow, I have exactly what I need to buy that. This is just another testament of my infinite abundance. Thank you. Thank you for providing this for me. And you get it and you go home with gratitude and with love, knowing that you just, again, demonstrated how you have everything that you want and need already. So it's the difference in these perspectives that really creates those gaps that we experience in our real external manifested lives. Do you believe that you're a poor person, or do you believe that you're a rich person? Do you believe that you can be successful? Do you believe that you will be successful? Or do you believe that in reality, success is the pipe dream that they give to kids, and in reality you'll be poor forever and only the rich will be rich and everybody else will just scrap for the last of it, right? So you really have to get to the root of what you believe. And I do recommend the practice of writing down those beliefs, all of those negative thought patterns that kind of come up when you're thinking about money, or when you're thinking about relationships, or when you're thinking about yourself. Those are those beliefs that have been controlling your reality. So pay attention in your life. Look at the places in your life where you don't have what you want, where you don't have the abundance that you feel you could have. or maybe even don't yet believe you could have. Look at the places in your life where you feel like things are not quite working out, and then do the work of figuring out what you believe in that area. Figuring out what governing thoughts are guiding your behavior, are guiding your beliefs, are guiding your external environment, right? And so I wrote this letter of gratitude to my landlord, just throwing it out there, and I felt pretty good afterwards. And then later in the day, I saw at pretty much at random this job offer for my hair is like so crazy. I love it. But anyway, I saw this job offer, really lucrative job offer, working from home. Honestly, my alley, like my type of work, right? And I was like, because I've been without a job for about 2 weeks now. And I lost it. But anyway, it was just the fact that this particular opportunity made its way into my awareness. Something that wasn't, I've been, kind of looking for something for a while. So something that hadn't already been there. But just through believing more and more and stating out loud more and more every day that I am abundant and that financial abundance is my natural state and that I am taken care of and that I can take care of myself and be on my own and all of these sorts of things has brought to me that, plus exhibiting gratitude for what I already have, brought to me this opportunity for this job. Now, as of yet, I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I will get it. At this point, to me, it's irrelevant whether or not I get it. For me, it was the display of it being in my awareness, even of it being an option to me. This sort of thing normally wouldn't come across my field of thought or my field of perception because I was so stuck in the impoverished mentality that I've had growing up and that was instilled in me all of my life. So look back on your own experience. What have people been telling you about money? What have people been telling you about love? What have people been telling you about relationships? What have they been showing you? And then in turn, what has that led you to believe? And do you want to believe that? Or do you want to believe something else? Do you want to believe something better? Do you want to believe that you can, you will, you do, you are? And then just start to believe it. Start to tell yourself those truths on a regular basis. Love yourself enough to make these changes so that you and everybody you love, really, by association with you, can begin to experience a more enlivening and joyful and prosperous life. It is not necessary to be poor or to be impoverished or to struggle or to have any of the difficulties that we've come to accept as everyday life. It is completely possible and well within your right as a human being to be abundant, to have everything that you ever dreamed of. There is more than enough for you and for me and for everybody else in this universe. Otherwise, the desire never would have been sparked within us to begin with. So that was the quote for today. We'll call that the quote for today, the paragraph that I read. And then the inspired action. I would challenge you to actually go within today, to take the time, look at your life, look and see where you're not quite up to par with where you want to be. And since life is a continuous journey, I would hope that you're, got plenty of growth to do in all of your areas. I know I do. But find the area where you want to make some real change right now. And then sit down and figure out, write down, what do I believe that's holding me back? What do I think about this part of my life or about this aspect of reality that isn't conducive to what I want to have? Because your thoughts and your beliefs do create your reality. They have all the way up until this point. Take a close look and you'll see that that is exactly right. So if you want to have a better tomorrow or even a better rest of today, then you got to start with the better now. And you got to start with the better now by doing better for yourself, thinking better, believing better, wanting, desiring, and accepting and allowing better. And then, of course, always never forgetting to be grateful for where you are, for what life has already taught you and what life has already shown you, which was all just a preparation for that awesome, fantastic life you're about to be leading tomorrow. So, step into your power, claim your abundance. I love you wherever you are. I love you whoever you are. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being. Whatever you're going through, remember, this too shall pass. The only way to get stuck is to stop moving, and the only way to get there is to keep going. Peace and love, everybody.